So I am showing the today is a special day, right? So on the 8th of December in 1941, the Japanese dropped bombs in the town area. And so if you look at my records, this is the first death that was buried to Bukit Brown Cemetery. Okay, this is a record of all the death that that died during the before the fall of Singapore. Therefore, I always feel that this death due to war operations should have started on this date. Okay, so now let me just scroll through. These are just those that were picked up and buried in Bukit Brown Cemetery. So, and of course, interesting thing is, from looking at the place where they were found, where the corpses were found, you sort of can make out where the blast happened. And so, and of course, in a war anybody can die, so it's not just the old. There were a lot of young people that died. You can also see them here. Okay, 5 years old, 6 years old, 10 months old, 6 months old, 4 years. Yeah, so, and now this one in green is actually one family. So imagine the whole family all dying together. Who's going to clear their corpse, right? Who's going to, and different reason of dying, war operations, injuries caused by collapse of buildings, and then other cause like blast over here, you can see it, and majority of it is under war operations. And so, and there are missing pages of the records that were this part is not missing. This part is just 9 pages of death that was brought to Bukit Brown for burial from January 18 all the way. So you can see all the way. So if what I'm saying is, way before the fall of Singapore, a lot of people has already sacrificed their life. Another family here from 143 Sai Awi Road, Teo family, and then okay, this is the part. So those pages were all before the fall of Singapore, and then now we come to this part where there's a slack of no burial records between the 13th of February to the 23rd of February 1942, which means all the death during this time, I have no idea where they are. So, and there's the fall of Singapore on the 15th of February 1942. So today it is the 8th of February, right? So look at this 8th of February not many recorded death on this day. Okay, not as many as early December and January. So from here onwards, if you look at my counter here, is 1,000 plus. Okay, 1,000 plus. The full records that I've documented is, wait, let me look at this yellow one. Okay, again, from one area, they came from one area, 306 Jalan Besar, and then all the way, if you're not tired of looking at the scroll, it is all the way. These are all people who has died during the Japanese occupation and buried to Bukit Brown Cemetery, and a lot of them went into communal trenches. So from where I've shown, after war operation, everything else is actually communal trenches. Communal trench, okay? So they went in there, including children, including adults, and yeah, there are some that die because of war operation, but they have proper burial. And thing is, you know, those that ended up in hospital, like this one, is likely to end up in communal trench. But those that were picked up by those Black Cross or Blue Cross, whatever, they are likely to get at least a plot that is recorded in the barrier. So over here, if you look at the receipts, for example, these receipts, right? You see 11203. These would have been in one receipt, therefore they would have been buried, likely came together and buried together in one communal trench. So this is what I get from burial records from studying of the burial records in Bukit Brown Municipal Cemetery. And you can, and okay, let's just, I don't know how to get to the ending part, but so basically all the way to 1940, so this is like 4,000 plus, right? Every one of these data was keyed in by myself, so it's a lot of typing. And people ask me why I spend so much time inside the archives. I don't have financial support from anybody, so I cannot afford to hire anyone to do all this work for me. So I have to do all this record myself. And there were a lot of mistakes made in the entry of burial records, so I had to also check all this and had to be really careful. There were the people with names, people without names, and this is just Bukit Brown records. And I've also gone through the war dates that were not buried in Bukit Brown but buried in other places, such as the Bidadari cemetery as well. There were quite a lot of, especially the Hindu cemetery. The Hindu cemetery was, I would have imagined it to be a really busy cemetery at that time, because they were also doing cremation at that time. They were not just cremating the Hindu, they were also cremating Japanese soldiers. So that is something interesting that I found out in relation to and there were a lot of because a lot of the foreign soldiers were Christian, right? So they were all buried in Bidadari before finally being moved to to um, to the military cemetery. But again, the thing with burial in the Bidadari, before the fall of Singapore, there were a lot of bodies that went into communal trench. So, and okay, this one is, I don't know, are they related? Not sure, but they were under one receipt. So we are reaching the end already. So we have this one, they all went into, the record is different now because there's like trench 1, trench 2, trench the number of the trench, and they actually went to Coronation Road Cemetery. So from here onwards, the records fluctuates between either Coronation Road Cemetery or Bukit Brown Cemetery. So if they go to the Coronation Road Cemetery, chances are they would be like the number of the trench would be numbered, whereas when they went into the Bukit Brown one, there's no numbering. So the difference between trench in Bukit Brown and trench in the Coronation Road Cemetery is that, numbered and unnumbered. So, and then of course, so total, we are coming to the end soon. There's about reaching the end soon. We are at the end of these. So total 9,460 records, but it's a lot of typing. It's not just one name. It's name, sexual, gender, age, address, date of death, date of burial, cause of death, location of burial, receipts, and whether it's Bukit Brown or Coronation Road. So this is just one. So if we come to this part, I have another section, another sheets in the Excel where it tells who brought in this corpse. So this one is brought in by the SMC lorry, and then the other one is some death that I'm still working on this, so this is not complete yet. This one is in Coronation Road Cemetery, and then there's the condemned prisoners, and then there's other. I'm currently working on this file, which is the Bidadari Hindu cemetery. This one, there's a lot of war date. There's a lot of soldiers, because a lot of Indian soldiers, they were also cremated or buried there. So so it's a lot of war dates. And like I say, for me, the actual horror starts on December 8th, 1941. Until the fall of Singapore on the 15th of February. It's a lot of possibly scary time for a lot of people who live during that time. So that's all I'm showing, and thank you for watching, and I hope it gives you some insight to what happened during before the fall of Singapore and during the Japanese occupation. So all the this Kemusho is actually the jail, and then there are different hospital, Chobyoin, Hakuai Byoin, and then there's also Seishin Byoin, Miyako Byoin. These are all Shinmin Byoin. These are all different hospitals. So these people who were buried in communal trenches came from different part of the, but they all have one thing in common: they were buried in communal trench. Okay, so this is only Bukit Brown, so it's not the whole of Singapore. It's not where the Suchin happened. Nothing like that. It's just burial that went into Bukit Brown Cemetery, as well as the Coronation Road Chinese War Emergency Cemetery. Alright, that's it for now. Bye.